what if time isn't really structured the way we think it is? What if things are different than the way that we assume?
One of the things about ideas that stretch beyond what we believe is human understanding or capacity is that, like you said, the science can catch up with it, or the science may track with it. I mean, Einstein was an interestingly spiritual person in a way that he conveyed many commentaries on ethnicity and the scourge of racism and the waste and the foolishness of it. There's a famous book that I love called Einstein and the Rabbi, where a famous rabbi goes to Einstein when he loses his son to ask him to explain. And it's a beautiful book. And to think that a man who's the rabbi
Right.
going to the scientist
That's
to
great.
explain it might seem bizarre, but I'm not going to spoil it for you. We got to read the book.
But I'm a sucker for anything that is a mashup of faith and science, right? Where people of goodwill on both sides of that equation compare experiences and sort of agree that there's a zone beyond what we know and what we can analyze that, really is the province of something like faith or intuition or choice. Yeah, this is something I've been writing about a lot in the last 5 or 6 years. And, it goes back to the limits of our analytic minds and the limits of science. And for that matter, at the edges of science is this unknown. And any good scientist will tell you, we don't know the rest of this story. And we hope to find out, we expect to find out, but we don't know the rest of this story. That space, which is beyond our, you call it normal understanding, but beyond the sort of rational model that we've created about the world, is really a fascinating place to explore. And you're absolutely right that the arts and literature, their job is to wander out into that space and say, okay, I don't have any reason to believe this except that it feels true to me, and I'm just going to plant a flag here. I use the example of Albert Einstein's theory of relativity and Marcel Duchamp's Nude Descending a Staircase were created in the same year.
Oh,
And it was like both these guys said, well, what if time isn't really structured the way we think it is? What if things are different than the way that we assume? And they both expressed it in completely different ways, right? This
yeah.
figure coming down the staircase where you see multiple aspects of it versus this equation that describes the way time behaves. It's crazy, right? It's nuts.
Yeah. Yes.
But that's that zone beyond what we have turned into rational knowledge. It's
Yeah.
fascinating.
When something's out of my control, being able to pray is a comfort. And I mean, I've gotten to a place now, David. I haven't told many people this, but I'm seriously thinking about getting a divinity
That would be
degree
great.
or at least training.
I would love to do that. You
Yeah.
know what I would love is Divinity School Light. Maybe that's what we're doing here, right? Now,
Right.
I
Yeah.
don't really know, but
Yeah.
I would like someone to sit down with and think through and talk through these ideas